have some breaking news for you. The Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, has left government and quit her position as Secretary of State for Housing, Communities and Local Government after admitting she did not pay enough tax on her flat in Hove. Let's cross live now to our political editor, Christopher Hope.
That's right, we can confirm that Angela Rayner has resigned. We can confirm Angela Rayner has resigned from the government. This comes moments after the Prime Minister received this report from Sir Lawrie Magnus. He's the independent advisor on ethics. Sir Lawrie Magnus has a reputation for being a very quick reviewer of information. He took 8 days to look into Tulip Siddique's affairs, 6 days into those of Nadhim Zahawi back in 2023. But Angela Rayner has left the government after admitting that she didn't pay the right amount of tax on an £800,000 flat she bought in Hove. She's been the Deputy Prime Minister since the start of this government in July 2024, deputy leader elected by members since 2020, a Stockport-born, competent, educated politician. She left school at 16, pregnant with no qualifications, trained as a care worker, a unionist official, and came into politics as an MP in 2015. An extraordinary story of success, of pulling herself up from a very humble beginning to being the deputy leader of this country. But now she is out because of admitting that she paid the wrong amount of stamp duty on the flat she bought in Hove. A real moment for this government. There are now 4 vacancies on the front benches. We are expecting at some point soon quite a big reshuffle to try and bring back this government back into some order and have ministers filling the jobs that they are meant to be doing for this government. But I can confirm that Angela Rayner has resigned from this government.
Christopher, do we know whether how willing she was to resign? Can you give us any more details on that?
We don't. Things are moving very, very rapidly, Miriam, here in Downing Street. We do know that that the PM received the report from Sir Lawrie Magnus only this morning, which means he would have acted within hours of reading it. We don't know the length of it. We know, of course, that her friends on the Labour front bench were defending her. We heard from Peter Kyle, who said that she's been treated very differently due to her accent and background, suggesting that the criticism of Angela Rayner is linked to class or her working class background or how she speaks as a northerner. Now it seems that's been disregarded completely by the Prime Minister. We don't know whether she was sacked or whether she resigned. We'll be hearing shortly, almost certainly, statements to make that clear.
And do we know what's going to happen now? Will she just go back to the back benches? I mean, what is her future looking like?
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
It's quite confusing because, of course, she will have left her role as Deputy Prime Minister and Housing and Local Government Secretary, but she's also elected the Deputy Leader. She's held that job since Sir Keir Starmer became leader back in 2020. Now, it's going to be quite a strange and unusual situation to have an elected Deputy Leader not in a government, on the back benches, and frankly we are in uncharted territory here. Will she resign from that role, and might there be a new election to be who should be the Deputy Leader? But it's a huge fall from grace. This will echo across politics. I know that Nigel Farage, for example, the Reform UK leader, he saw Angela Rayner as the one leader, the senior person within the Labour Party who he feared the most. He said that told friends that Angela Rayner has a real impact on people. She makes a difference. They respect her. Her background, as I said, is extraordinary. She's done very, very well for someone who left school with no qualifications, a pregnant single mother, and look where she's got to. He has said that people react to that, they respond to that. She's well regarded by working people across the country, but she's out of this government because she admitted she didn't pay the right tax on the second home she bought in Hove.
Christopher, how dangerous is this for the Labour government? I mean, she was the darling of the left wing of the Labour Party. As you say, she is still Deputy Leader of the Labour Party. You can't sack her from that. This has huge ramifications for the government, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. This is someone who the left looked at as being certain that they had someone with their interests in mind at the very top of government. She was someone who was driving forward the reforms to workplace measures, giving people immediate rights to holiday and maternity or paternity leave on day one of their time in office. She was driving through, of course, the plans to build 1.5 million new homes. Those plans are still stuck in House of Lords. That is part of this delivery programme from this government. It is a huge blow to the Labour Party. They've essentially lost the conscience of the working class at the top of a Labour government. It's a disaster for Sir Keir Starmer and a disaster for Labour. She's very widely regarded by her opponents, as I say, and I would argue quite well liked, but she's been frankly hoisted by her own petard. These are her tax affairs. She was very critical in the past of other Conservatives over their tax issues, notably Nadeem Zahawi when he was Chancellor before he had to resign following a similar report from Laurie Magnus back in 2023. So this government is in trouble, despite its large majority in the House of Commons, and needs to put that right very, very quickly.
Christopher, one final question for you. Angela Rayner has always denied that she wants to run as leader of the Labour Party. Do you think, though, she is more dangerous to Keir Starmer now she's on the backbenches? She's got time to gather her forces around her.
Yes, Dawn, she could well be. I'm seeing reports now that she has also quit as a deputy leader of the party. We can't confirm that yet. I'll bring that to you as soon as I can. If that's the case, there will be an election within this party, and I don't know how soon they can do it. Probably not in time for the Labour Party conference, which will try and ensure that they will replace that role. But it's moving very, very quickly in the past 10 minutes here in Whitehall. But we can report reports that she has quit as a deputy leader of the party.